Hi. What is spiritual? What does it mean to be spiritual? I live in Bali, which is the one of the centers of spiritual tourism in the world. There's a lot of businesses here that that offer spiritual classes and spiritual clothes. There's a lot of association with yoga. There's a lot of association with meditation. There's a lot of association with things shamanic and things of indigenous origin. All the Eastern religions are covered. We do Qigong, yoga, shamanic work, sound healing, you name it. There's people come here to do it, and I see it all the time. And of course, I've been in this world for quite a while, and I find it, to some degree, amusing that I know I've spent time searching myself, and the first place we look is in the most obvious external places, because that's all we know to look at. If you look at your YouTube screen, if you found me, in somehow, God knows how you would find me, because I'm very small. But if you look at your YouTube screen and I come up, you're probably also finding other people offering you things like out-of-body experiences, or exercise after 50, or Qigong, possibly yoga, other forms of exercise. I don't know. But in that is also the self-help channels, and the channels offering you out-of-body experiences. How to have an out-of-body experience was. I didn't watch the video, but I was intrigued. Anyway, I think the idea of spirituality is wrapped up in the whole sense of the mystery of life. People want to unlock the mystery of life. And I think many of us try to unlock the mystery of life. Our culture tends to keep it locked up pretty tight by enticing you with all kinds of things that you need all the time in the way that you need to be. And I understand these people that come here, because they don't really want any part of what they see out there, but they also don't know how to get in here. So maybe we can talk about that a little bit. If I were to tell you that I was teaching Buddhism or Taoism or Vedanta, yoga, whatever, then you're going to put me in a box. You're going to tag me. You're going to have an idea of what you think I'm going to tell you, and maybe it's going to reinforce your prejudices that you already have. Or maybe if I tell you, that I'm teaching you Vedanta, and you're interested in Buddhism, you will stop watching. Or the opposite, or yoga. But what it all comes down to is the difference between knowing and understanding. Knowing and understanding are very different things. So if we look at a flower and we interact with a flower or a rock, if we're in a natural space and we experience the natural space, if we experience the rock that we're looking at, and we see the rock and we see its shape and its color and the way the light plays on it, and then we come to know the rock. The same with a flower. You see the color, you see the shape of the flower, the petals, the number of petals. You're interacting with the flower. It's beautiful. And the whole label flower kind of drops away. Now, if I were to say, this is a rose, then you've categorized it, you've put it there as a rose, and you don't interact with that flower anymore. You have to go the distance. So if I say that, here I am, I am a Buddhist, I am teaching you Buddhist meditation, you will go, oh, okay, well, I'm not really interested in Buddhist meditation. I'm looking for yoga. And you stop watching right here. So maybe you've already done that. Maybe I'm already outside of these prejudices that you're trying to reinforce. Or maybe, you're just not interested in this subject at all. And that's okay. So I'm not making any judgment here. I'm just offering possibilities. So knowing and understanding. So a bird, we see a bird. We actually, go back. You see a bush, and there's a rustling in the bush. And this gets our attention. We want to see what's making the bush rustle. There's something in the bush. And we're interacting with this experience of the wind in the bush and whatever the noise is, and we're involved. And then suddenly we see a bird, and we recognize that that bird is a robin, and we go, oh, it's a bird. It's a robin. And our attention goes away like that. We understand that it's a bird. So spirituality, our spirit, which is hopefully not outside of us somewhere, though you wouldn't know it, because people are looking for their spirit out of their body, not within, is all wrapped up in the mystery of life. Where does the mystery of life? It starts inside of us. This is difficult. Many people can't spend much time with themselves. Or they're looking for a simple way to make this all happen. We're looking to hack our brain. We're looking to hack our meditation. And there's countless people out there offering us these possible hacks, psychedelics, shamanic work, sound healing, all of these things that create these higher states. The problem with higher states is that they tend to be temporary. So someone goes into a sound healing and they find themselves in a state of peace and bliss, and then they come outside and somebody cuts them off in traffic. And what happens to their state of peace and bliss? It's temporary, because they're working from something external rather than finding out where they are when they're there. So a lot of this comes down to the idea that we are somehow, our being is separate from the world outside of us. We create this sense of duality, in want of a better term, of we are here and everything else is out there. So we are here and our experience of the world are two separate things. Our experience of other people are two separate things. All that we can know about other people is our experience of them and the point of contact, but we tend to project into these people, and we tend to think that we know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're just based on their external experience and based on our experience of them previously. Anyway, this is a different topic for a different video. But I want to get down to the mystery of life. So many people that I know people who have long time practices where they meditate every day, and they go off into these places. I don't even know where they go. And then what happens is, when they're not meditating, they're still at the mercy of their emotions and thoughts. They think their thoughts and emotions, their feelings, these feelings that we have are real. But they're just feelings, they're just thoughts and emotions. They're temporary, they're transitory, they move. They're not facts. So when we think we know something, when we think we understand something, we just always filter that through our experience, our previous experience. And this can present a problem. It's very inconvenient in our lives. We keep reacting to the world around us. We're in a constant reactive state, or we're resisting what's going on. We don't want to be where we are. All of these people trying to find some place other than they are, out of their body, or escaping on vacation, or escaping from whatever. They want to escape from their job. They want to escape from their life. They feel like they're hemmed in. You can't escape from where you are. You have to be where you are and learn to be okay where you are, in my opinion, because if I could have escaped, I would have escaped. It brought me at one point in my life to want to escape so bad that I was on the verge of ending my life. And this is really not necessary. So we have to first see that we create our experience. We create our experience because of our reaction, because of our past, because what we have experienced in the past stays with us. It stays in our body. It stays in our mind. Those feelings come up and we repress them. And the more we repress them, the more they tend to get stronger. They reinforce themselves. They get stronger. They push their way through. I've seen supposedly spiritual teachers display a great amount of anger. Spiritual teachers, they're, peace and bliss. Where does their peace and bliss go if they get angry? There are ways of dealing with anger that allow you to be angry without being swept up in it. Now, that's another different topic. There's using the energy of your anger rather than the anger itself. So you're not taking this anger personally. That's a whole different technique that it takes a long time to master. And anger was one of my main problems. I was angry at everything, and I was angry probably most of all at myself for not being able to fix it. That's the way it goes. Our spirit can be known, really the whole mystery of life can be known right here in the present when we realize that we are our experience. Nothing more, nothing less. We are only our experience. And when we can be in this and watch our experience and understand that our thoughts are often projections, our feelings will come and go like clouds in the sky. Our thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Then we have a chance of unlocking this mystery of being. We are human beings. And if we make that, being a verb, we are being. We are human being. Being is the operative word here, not the noun being, but the verb being. We are being all of the time. And if we can let ourselves just be and allow our experience to happen and not resist. When we resist, it reinforces all of our past that we're holding on to. Whenever we feel that resistance, it has something to do with something that's happened in the past. Sometimes the resistance is genuine, there are things that are dangerous, but you need to look at that resistance when you start to resist. And sometimes that resistance is just, is just not wanting to deal with that experience. Now, often this is an experience that we don't want to deal with, and we make it worse. Like, for instance, a lot of us possibly going to the mall. So for some of us, it's a wonderful experience. For some of us, we'd rather be in nature, but they're both just equal experiences. If we can go to the mall and just be there it takes a lot less energy to go there and do what we have to do and deal with what we have to deal with than it does to sit in dread of going to the mall, of going to wherever we have to go, dealing with whatever we have to deal with. The worst part is not wanting to do it. Oh, I can't deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. This is horrible. You will deal with it. You may not deal with it well, but you'll deal with it better if you just can relax and let go and just put your attention there. Our attention is the key to all of this. So having your attention and keeping your attention there and noticing your thoughts and noticing your projections. There's no shortcuts here. Believe me, there's no shortcuts. This is the work of a lifetime. It's not the work of, of a 2-hour sound healing or a guided meditation practice. It is the work of a lifetime. For me, it has demanded a sitting practice. Perhaps other people don't need that. If you're happy in your life, then by all means, you don't have to go through this. You can totally disregard this and just go about your life. My God, if you're happy and you're dealing with things, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to sit and to deal with what we have to deal with normally as humans, to not have this feeling of dissatisfaction around us all of the time. We can get beyond this sense of, life could be better. Life is great because when it goes away, there's no more life. And so we have to deal with this life in this moment. And then, if we have that, then you have all the higher level experiences you want to have. Go to, but you need a foundation. I mean, I'm not saying that the great spiritual beings in this world don't have higher experiences. There are Buddhist teachers I know who have had amazing whatever. They can go to amazing places, but they have this grounding. The Taoists, the same. There's people who do internal alchemy, and they can get to these places, but first they had to be here. And we don't want to be here. This is the last place we want to be, which is why we're looking at our phones. We're looking at our computer, which is why we're one video after another on YouTube. So just notice your breath. Feel your breath in your body. When a thought comes up, when a feeling comes up, feel where in your body that's sitting. Notice if there's a story attached. If you're running stories in your head, and drop the story and feel where that story sits inside you physically. And then you have an idea. If you can do this even a little bit, it's a start. And you don't have to start with an hour a day. It's like going to the gym. Meditation is like going to the gym. We have to build our capacity. You don't start out lifting heavy weights. You start out lifting light weights. You don't start out running marathons. You start out running short distances and adding on. This peace that we want is temporary. And we have to learn to deal with the times that aren't peaceful. It makes the times that are peaceful even more special, but it comes and goes like everything else. So the first meditation instruction that I really had, that stuck with me, besides watching your breath, was body like a mountain, breath like the wind, mind like the sky. Very simple. The mountain just sits there. You just sit there. Sometimes there are earthquakes. A mountain can move, but it still stays there. Breath like the wind just blows. So your breath just comes and goes. Nothing special. Just awareness of the breath, awareness of the body, and the mind, like the sky, clouds come and go, your thoughts and feelings come and go. But the sky is always clear. So maybe this was good for you. If it was, if you liked the video, then it helps other people find it. I know if you watch this, you're among a very small group of people, and I appreciate that you're there. I keep doing this. I'm not always as frequent as I would like to be, but life happens. So take care of yourselves, and feel free to share this and ask me questions, and I'll make more videos like this if you like this kind of thing. So take care. See you soon. Bye.